Focus away from Sri Lanka towards news coming in from the United States of America. Some key geopolitical developments are taking place. According to U.S. media, U.S. President Donald Trump spoke on the phone line with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro last week, discussing the possibility of a meeting in the United States. The reported call comes as President Trump continues a dual track of military pressure and potential diplomacy towards Venezuela. The Trump administration has long labeled Maduro an illegitimate leader and accused his government of involvement in drug trafficking, allegations that Caracas strongly denies. Since early September, the U.S. has been bombing alleged drug boats in the region, a practice critics describe as extrajudicial. Earlier, President Trump again threatened to expand those strikes to land-based targets as well. This follows months of U.S. military buildup in the Caribbean and authorization of covert CIA operations in Venezuela. With us on the broadcast is Mr. Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist, joining us from New Delhi. Thank you so much for taking out time speaking to us on NewsX World. Interestingly, the Trump administration also designated the Cartel of the Suns as a terrorist organization, claiming that Maduro heads this. Venezuela, of course, has outrightly denied the existence of this particular cartel, but critics within the United States argue that Trump could use this in order to circumvent congressional approval and strike the heart of Caracas. So a lot of build-up has been taking place. So we do know the US's largest aircraft carrier, the Gerald R. Ford, that's also stationed in the Caribbean as of now. What do you make of this phone call at the outset? Trump, of course, on one hand, flexing the US's military might, but keeping the conversation line open.
This is a new development, keeping the conversation line open, mainly because the threat of land bombardment or invasion has brought the Chinese and the Russians into play. And they have made statements that they will support Venezuela in the event that America attacks. So this escalation becomes a little too much. It was a one-way street up to now. You're bombing Venezuelan ships, you're threatening Maduro without Maduro being in a position to do very much about it, particularly with the kind of firepower that the US has put in the Caribbean in close proximity. So it did look like he would try something on the ground inside Venezuela. But now I think there is a change in policy. It is a carrot and stick. If Maduro goes to speak to Trump in America, in Washington, possibly they will come up with some kind of accord that while you cannot expect Maduro to agree that he's a drug lord and that his country is exporting drugs to America, some kind of easing of tensions is probably on the cards now.
Indeed. And in your assessment, what's really prompted this shift in policy? Because we've been seeing a lot of criticism being mounted specifically from the Democrats within the United States of America, who are now criticizing Trump, saying that he's trying to circumvent the Congress. He's not really looking at congressional approval before he carries out possible strikes in Venezuela. We've also recently seen some congresspersons and senators release a video, in fact, reminding the troops of their duty to obey only lawful orders as well.
This that the Democrats are an opposition party, obviously they would mount this kind of pressure. And because there is very little difference between the strengths of the Republicans and the Democrats, both in Congress and in the Senate. They have biting teeth as well. They can make trouble for Trump more and more as you come towards the midterm elections. And so that's one part of it, definitely from within the country. But externally, as I mentioned, China and Russia have warned America that they will come to the assistance of Venezuela in the event there is any attempt at a land invasion of any kind.
All right, sir. Requesting you to stay on with us. Of course, sir, we're shifting our focus to some developments that we're tracking this time from Germany. Germany's far-right political party, the AfD, is launching a new youth wing in Gießen after disbanding its previous organization